started, I guess. Oh, that's horrifying. Okay, let me grab you, and I'll stand. Oh, you know what? Let's just drop it down a little bit. Hello. Okay. Where do I need to stand? Stand right here? How does that look for you guys? Great. This looks good. One second. Great. Okay. Well, I think that pretty much covers everything. So I guess we can go ahead and get started. 1 second actually. Is this the optimized high? Great, great, great. Okay. Let's stand in our spot and make sure I'm lined up. Okay. Hello everybody. This is kind of a bit of a video to show my full body tracking system. I built this system. It's using SlimeVR. That's so cool. It's using SlimeVR for tracking. So what that means is there are a bunch of little pucks that are all tied to me, and they tell a little server application on my computer basically where my skeleton is, or where it thinks my skeleton is. It's using measurements that I've given it, and then some positional data based on my headset location, and then also my hand location. And then it basically does a bunch of math to figure out where all my joints are and the rotation of everything. So it knows how much my knees are moving, or like if I wiggle my toe. Um, that's not great, but you know what? It's good enough for now. So, I guess this video, this stream, is going to be kind of a bit of a demo and some information about how I calibrate, kind of how it works, also a bit of a project log for this avatar here. I made this avatar from scratch. I started in a program called vrchat Studio. Then I took it to Blender. I did a bunch of editing in Blender. I made a bunch of skin and clothing and hair textures. I took all of that, put it over into Unity, gave it a bunch of bones, made them all dynamic. You can see when I move around, my hair shakes. So there's a bunch of dynamics there. I made little gestures for her. You can see different facial expressions. I can do little sign language gestures and kind of go through them all. It's a good one. The issue with that right now is that I don't have the controls set up correctly. So you'll notice that my face will kind of do some weird stuff, and I'm not really trying to make it do the weird stuff. So kind of ignore my facial expressions for now. Okay, so let's start with the tracking. I have 10 trackers in addition to the 3 that come with my headset. So the 3 on my headset are my head itself. The head has cameras in it. It scans my room, figures out where I am in the room. The hands, I'm holding controllers. They're actually bound to my hands. So the headset uses its cameras. It uses IR sensors to figure out where the hands are. If I go out of the field of view of my cameras on the front of my headset, you see the hands start to lose tracking. But if I go back in front, it's fine. So most of the time, it's pretty good. Because the headset knows where in the room it is, I'm able to figure out, well, the headset is able to figure out where in the room my hands are. And then from there, that data gets sent over to the SlimeVR server. And in the SlimeVR server, it makes the skeleton. So the 10 trackers that I'm wearing, in addition to my headset, I have one here, I have one here. So these are upper arms. I have chest, I have waist, I have thighs, I have ankles, and then tops of my feet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so 10 trackers, and that gives me pretty full, sorry, my hair's getting in my headset. That gives me pretty full, comprehensive tracking. What this lets me do is I can squat, I can do a JoJo pose, I can do little leg kicks, I can do a little jump, um, I can kind of dance around. Yeah, so it gives me pretty great tracking. I'm really happy with it. There are some issues, and some of those are my end, some of those are SlimeVR. I'm kind of gonna go through all of those, uh, partially because I think it's interesting, and then also so that I have a list of things to fix later. Um, I'm a very easily distracted person, and so I think that me having a videoed list of all the things I need to fix is going to be really helpful for me in the future. Give me just 1 second. This is going to look really strange because I'm going to go fix my headset. Okay, much better, much better. All right. So let's start with the trackers. What's great? What's not? What can I fix? What's just slime? So, these trackers, how they work. The trackers, they don't have actual positional data. There's no IR sensors. There's nothing like that. Um, I basically tell the trackers where they are when I calibrate them. So actually, I'll go through the calibration process with you all. I'm going to stand kind of a bit of a kind of attention pose. I will click my little hotkey. You can see my avatar twist a little bit. And then in my menu, I will set up my trackers and you can see them all. You can see how whack my elbow trackers are. Man, those are crazy. Okay, so I'll T-pose and then boom, we are adjusted. I can do a little dance, and that's pretty good. Because there isn't actual positional data happening, you will notice the trackers will drift over time. I think the easiest one that you're going to see is my chest is going to start to rotate like this. It's pretty slow, but it is noticeable over a few minutes. I'm just going to calibrate again. I don't think that first one was very good. It is noticeable over a few minutes. So you'll see me sometimes. I'll I'll recalibrate on the fly. I have a little hotkey set up with the SteamVR settings so that I can recalibrate my y-axis, and that kind of snaps everything back into place. And then if I need to do a full recalibration, I can do that. Okay, so for the trackers, they are attached to wireless Arduinos. They're Waymo's D1 mini units. Basically, it's just an ESP8266. I have firmware that tells it my Wi-Fi network credentials. It takes all the data from the IMU, sends it to my router. Router sends it to my computer. Computer does all the math, and then I see what the computer sees. Yeah, you can already see me drifting. I'm standing in the same pose as I was earlier, except now my chest is off. So I'll go boop, and that'll fix it. I can kind of do one of these, and I think that might fix it a little bit. There are so many sources of error in this tracking, and we'll go over a few of them. But yeah, so my trackers, they use Wi-Fi. They don't use positional data, which means that they are prone to Wi-Fi delay, which right now is actually pretty good. I don't have a whole lot of latency. Even if I can kind of see a bit of lag there, but even that is really freaking good. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. Next up, I guess let's talk about what's going wrong. So obviously the drift. I'm using an IMU. It's called the MPU 6050, and that one is known to drift. That's just how it is. I think I got like 10 of them for maybe $5. They were really cheap. This is good and bad. The good ones are like $15 per. So this setup, the IMUs alone would be like $150. I don't have that kind of money. I built this tracking system as kind of a budget option. Um, so anyway, they're known to drift over time. They drift especially in the y-axis for some reason. I don't know if that's based on uh, like how the SlimeVR software works, or if that is based on um, just the actual IMU or like how I have them rotated. But you can see the drift pretty regularly. Um, okay, so the other thing I need to do is figure out the elbows. The elbows are really weird. You see, my knees are pretty good. They're not 1 to 1, but they're pretty nice. My elbows, you're gonna see a lot of weird stuff happen with the elbows. I believe that the elbows are still in some sort of like beta or test period. Um, and honestly, I'm pretty happy with the procedurally generated elbows that VRChat makes. So I might just end up turning them off like totally. In the SlimeVR server application, I have a checkbox where I can turn them off, and I might just do that. Then I wouldn't have to wear these trackers, and that might be kind of nice. We'll see. I'll figure it out. Okay. The other thing is my magnetic environment. Now, because let me fix that calibration. Okay. Because the MPU 6050s are so known to drift, I decided to try putting in magnetometers. These measure in microteslas your magnetic environment. And so I think, I don't really know. Magnets are kind of magic, but I think um, the basically they work as a compass, and it just knows that when I point north, um, like it's just one more piece of data for the trackers. I think that's how it works. I don't really know, but okay. Uh, yeah, the battery life on these things are incredible. I've charged them once. Um, I charged them. The batteries actually came charged, and so I've just charged them once since, and that's been enough. Um, I don't have any complaints there. My straps are the only other thing that I really do need to fix. The trackers themselves have a little slot for 2-inch straps, and I'm using 1-inch strapping right now. And because of how tight it is and friction, it's mostly fine. But they do slide around a bit. I'll go ahead and slide this one here, and you'll see my leg start to do some weird stuff. My actual leg isn't moving, but my virtual leg one is. It's kind of strange. It gets especially weird. I have a strap that runs around. I have one on my belt that I actually put in my belt loops. I have one like right under my armpits, like kind of running across where my nipples are. Um, if I move that one around, things start to get weird. Yeah, so this strap especially I think needs to be improved. This one I think is great. The arms do slide around a little bit, but I have elastics on these ones, so they're pretty tight. I think I just need to figure out how to mount the feet ones better, but that's all kind of testing. The thigh ones are the ones that have the biggest issue. They slide around a bit. They don't actually, when I'm doing this, they don't seem to affect a whole lot, except me kind of sliding this way. That looks really funny. Um, anyway. Okay. Now, I think that's pretty much the whole tracker setup. Let me check the stream real quick. Um, okay, just checked chat. I see about 7 notifications from Gmail account user. Um, just 1 second. I don't know if you guys can hear me right now. Okay. Yeah, my feet are kind of funny. That's one of the things I need to fix with my avatar. They're Crocs. I hope you enjoy. Anyway, let's talk about the avatar now. So the avatar I made from scratch. I started in a program called VRChat Studio, and then I took that over to a program. I took that to Blender. In Blender, I used the Cats plugin and I changed the armature a bunch. I did some custom shaping on the body. I played with textures and stuff. I took it from Blender over to Unity, and while I was in Unity, I went and edited a bunch of the textures in Photoshop. And then from Unity, I put it through the build cycle for the VRChat SDK3 for avatars. Yeah, so that was a whole process. I used Fia's tutorials mostly, and I used a couple others that I found on YouTube and the internet and stuff. There's a lot of great content out there. It's not easy. I can see why there are so many people that really charge a lot of money for avatars, and why people can kind of like, I don't know, they kind of fight over them sometimes. People are really weird about like not cloning other people's avatars. I don't really the whole VR chat culture is a whole other bag of worms, whole other can of worms. So this avatar, I am gonna go ahead and turn on a little viewpoint. We can kind of talk about what I am working on. Um, Contacts, Fizzbones. There we go. So in Unity, I use a program called Dynamic. It's not a program; it's a plugin. It's called Dynamic Bones. What this lets me do is stuff like the hair moving around, the breasts moving, the skirt also has a little bit of it. Um, it's kind of hard to tell. It just has a little bit of fabric. I tried to add some to the sleeve here. It didn't really work so well. I'm figuring it out. Um, in this overlay, you should be able to see all of my dynamic bones. So I'm gonna actually walk over here and okay, great. Hello. Okay, you can see the ones in my hands, and these are yellow because they are colliders. They would collide with other yellow ones, but obviously it's not doing anything right now. That's another thing I have to fix. So, in the hair, you can see I have 3 in the bangs. I have 3 bones there, and they're just long physics objects that move the texture around. There's 3 on the side, 3 on this side, and then a few in the back. The cat ears do have some, but they're not right. I don't know. I think I parented the bone wrong, so I'll have to kind of go in and fix that. Um, you see the little sphere around my hand is another collider that I put in. What I wanted to do was have it so that I could like touch my ears, touch my hair, and touch the skirt and have it move. Obviously, that's not working, but that should be easy enough to change later. I'll kind of have to figure that out. Okay. Next, I guess, is the shirt. I found an avatar I was really happy with. Actually, I'll switch to that in a second. Um, I think what I need to do is set it so that all of these bones that are translucent white right now need to be these yellow type of bones. If I go to contacts, you can see um, my torso, my head, and my feet also are contacts. Actually, I think I can. Aha, that's cool. That's super neat. Yeah. So those are all contacts. I think I just need to make all the dynamic bones that I have now into contacts. Um, VRChat, I think they recently switched over to a new SDK for bones. They use fizz bones now instead of dynamic bones. Um, I don't know enough about the differences or the plugins to actually know what's what there. I don't know. That's something I'll learn and kind of figure it out as we go. I think that I need to probably learn that now before I go and make more complex stuff. Obviously, this didn't work how I exactly wanted it to. It's still pretty good. The cat ears, I think, are my mistake. The hair works really nicely. These hair bones are all parented to the top of my head, so you see they all kind of pivot from the same point. But I'm really quite happy with how that looks and how it animates. I had to dial in a lot of settings to get that. One obvious issue that I think you guys probably have seen by now is my facial expressions. Um, they aren't working how I want them to. I think it's just the controls that are bad. That's a funny one. I think it's just the controls. But we'll figure it out. What does work really nicely is the vicemes. So that is, as I'm talking, you can see it's animating the mouth. Let me do the weird one, and you can kind of see a little bit as it animates my mouth. It uses different sounds to animate the mouth based on what sound it thinks your mouth is making, or what shape it thinks your mouth is making. Um, I don't really know exactly how that all works. I did mostly auto-generated stuff for that one. Um, the the vice seams were all automatically generated. The eye tracking is really good. If I click on my little, you guys can't see this, but it's like an invisible monitor here. If I click on it, she looks at it. And if I click on something else, she'll kind of leave her gaze that direction. I think that's pretty good. Um, I think the breast jiggle ended up really intense. I'm gonna tone that down a bit. I don't need it that much. I think I just used default profile for that one, so that probably needs to change. That's a little excessive. Let me check chat again. Gmail account user said, "Put Among Us on the Souls." I might. That sounds really funny. Actually, that would be pretty easy to do. Um, so let's go into a different avatar so I can show you really what's nice about the full body tracking and what I want to do to my avatar, and kind of the inspiration for me making this one. So I'll go to my avatars. This is by far my favorite avatar I've used in VRChat so far. Um, oh, she's kind of short. Oh, wow. Okay, that's cool. I can see all the views now. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and turn that off. Config, avatar, none. Okay. Hello, friends. Okay. This was mostly the inspiration for the avatar I'm working with now. This is one, I think I found it in an online lobby somewhere, and I really, really like how it works. I like the design. Obviously, I copied the Windows 95 logo. I think the Windows logo is so funny. You can also see on the chest here, it has like an air screen and the mouse, and her belt is the you can grab these. Her belt is the taskbar. I just think that's hilarious. Um, okay, let me calibrate tracking, and I'll show you some of the cool features of this one. This one has really good facial gestures. So if my hands are just resting open and I'm not holding anything, she does a little smile. If I put all my fingers down, it's a neutral expression. If I do a peace sign, she actually does a peace sign. I really like this one. I need to figure out how to do this one. If I do um, finger guns, she does like a kind of like a half wink. Um, if I just do a point, she does like angry. Um, and then there's a shocked one somewhere. Yeah, the shocked or scared or whatever. Um, this one is gonna actually show the drift of the tracker quite well. Okay. The other thing that I like, some of the stuff I don't like with this one, there's a lot of physics components. So you can see the sweater, what are these? The ties, I guess, are components. The front of the jacket is a component, but it's kind of a weird one, and it has that same issue where you like see through the texture. Um, there is a tail. I didn't know that until recently. Actually, let me back up. There's a tail. And it's kind of weird. Whatever. The cat ears are really great. You can grab them, you can kind of pat them. Same with the hair. You can touch it. So let's just compare real quick with the fizz bones, and let's see what we can see. Go to options, config, overlay, fizz bones. Okay, wow. So obviously there's a lot more going on here. The hair is coming straight down. The ears have a bunch of little bones in them, and then you can see the tail wobbling around. It looks like it's on like an animation loop. That could be interesting to play with for something else. We'll see. And then this is like basically like a dress. And each of these have like oh, it stretches the texture. That's interesting. And it looks like it has 1, 2, 3, 4 joints. Great. Yeah. So this is an avatar that I'm really happy with. I like this one a lot. This is the one that I use primarily. Um, but I would like to take some of the features and put it in my own. Um, so let's switch back to mine and we'll kind of finish up. Recently used Maximus 5. Yeah, throughout my process of figuring out how to do all this, this is my uh fifth iteration, but it's only my first, or this I guess is my second um submission. Uh they are set to private right now, so you can't use them yet. But we'll figure it out. So interesting. These I'm not sure what I'm seeing. I'm not sure what the white versus the blue on the other avatar means. I'll have to do more research on that. But I'm quite happy with this. So I think things to fix with the avatar. The ears and all the bone types, obviously. I think I need to reparent the skirt so that it has collision with the hands. I don't know if I did that. Um, I do like the suggestion of the having something funny on the bottom of the feet. I will do that. Um, what else? I need to change the breast jiggle so it's not nearly as much. I think if I just change the stiffness, because the hair is much stiffer. And the the textile, what is it? The skirt, is also a lot stiffer. But in general, this is a really good start. Um, I am pretty happy with the animations. I'm pretty happy with the facial expressions if I can just change them. Oh, I guess the other thing is I want to change the hand gestures. When I do the finger guns on here, I can point, but I can't do finger guns. It just does this. It does like a grip, which looks kind of funny. So I want it to be the finger guns. The peace sign is the other one I want to do. I'm doing the peace sign gesture here. The rock and roll, I guess it's the rock. Is it rock on or rock and roll? I don't remember. Um, that one also doesn't seem to be working. So, uh, some more stuff to fix there. But in general, that's kind of my whole setup. Um, this is what I'm working with. Uh, this is, I guess, a video of uh, version 1 of my trackers and of the avatar here. So the trackers, what I have next for those is I have another set to build. And I think what I'm going to try to do is make a custom PCB to put all the components on. Because I already have the components, I'd like to use the ones I have, which are the development boards. So instead of designing my own from scratch, I would like put little what are they called, pin headers to connect to a PCB, just so I don't have to solder everything by hand. The ones I have now are kind of a mess, so that would be good. Um, my straps need to be fixed. What else? Straps, batteries were great. Oh, charging. Charging is kind of weird because I have 7 batteries here. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna order like a 10 pack of USB-C cables and get one of those like 10 port battery banks, or not battery banks, USB like hub charger things. Um, and I'll go from there. I'll kind of make like a little charging station on my shelf probably. I'm really happy with my progress so far. Oh, price is the other big thing I think is really important with these SlimeVR trackers. Um, ooh, look at that shoulder. That's not right. There's probably something wrong in that shoulder bone. Right shoulder. Gotta fix that too. Um, price is really great. So standard uh, Vive trackers. Vive 3.0 trackers are like $130 to $150 a piece. To use full body tracking with Vive trackers, you need at least three, but probably like 5 or 6, I think is usually what's recommended. Um, you put them on your feet and then one on your hip, and then I think if you want to do more, you put them on your elbows. Um, the issue with that is that it's $150 per, and then also you have to have lighthouses. I use a Quest, and I use a Quest that thinks it's a Rift. That's not important. I don't have lighthouses in my room, so I'd have to buy lighthouses also. Lighthouses are, I think, $150 per also, so that ends up being like $600 or $700 for the whole Steam VR or Vive Tracker setup. Um, I don't I don't have the money for that. So these slime trackers, I built the set for about $80. Granted, that was with me having a 3D printer. So the cost of that, whatever. I had the straps already, easy. But the um, the cost of this is just so much lower. It's like almost 10%. So even if I spend a little bit more money on upgrading these or fixing these over time, or I spend more time on it, I am pretty happy knowing that I saved a bunch of money. And I still get mostly decent body tracking. Um, Anything else that I need to note before I sign off? Go check out my website. It's maximus.design. I put up 2 articles already about this full body tracking thing, and I have another one going up soon. And I have some more going up about other projects that I'm working on also. I haven't always been great about updating the site, but as I go forward, I'd like to use it as like a project log, and then this can just be kind of a project diary. Um, this website or this YouTube channel hasn't really been used in a minute. It was called the Savannah Projects because I was gonna put my projects on here, and then I never really did that. So I guess it's never too late to start. Um, yeah, that's where we're at. Um, that reminds me. The texture on the back of this hoodie, I'd like to do a big logo on the back. Um, so I'll figure that out when it comes time. But the issue I think with that was that the way the texture um, wrapped onto the body, I don't know what the word for it is, but basically like uh, this was like a flat page that I was editing. You can see the seam is like right here. The seam is actually in the very center of the back, like a zipper down the back, which I think is pretty smart because you want to put stuff in the front. I'd rather put something on the back, so I gotta figure that out. That's a whole other thing. Anything else to note? Yeah, make the feet bigger. Oh, I gotta change the proportions of my body in here. I think they're okay. I think my legs are just too long. I will just probably make her shorter, make the legs shorter also. Um, I'm not a very flexible person, but like if I touch my feet, it thinks I'm touching my shin, which just means that the leg is probably too long. Um, that's fine. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm trying to get all my thoughts out in this video so that when I need to, I can go back to it and kind of have it as like a little revision 1 journal type thing. Let me look at chat real quick. Hold on. Sweet. Nobody's here. That's fine. Um, Yeah, the glasses transparency was good. I'm happy with that. Oh, I need to look at the inside of the mouth. That's kind of weird, but here, we'll look at it together. Um, I wasn't sure how it was going to map the inside of the mouth texture. This one's perfect. This one's fine. The teeth are kind of weird. It'd be funny to add like a gold tooth or something, or like fangs or something. That'd be fun. Um, her eyes are closed, and that looks fine. Yeah, that's okay. I don't really have anything else to note, I don't think. Oh, the inside of my sleeve. You can kind of see it's transparent for some reason. So either I will tighten this part and it'll be like tight to my wrist, or I'll figure out how to make it just show like this color texture. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think that's about all I have. Oh, this room, by the way, one of my favorite little spaces in VR chat. I'll just here. I'll show it off. Um, 1 second. We're gonna change my camera settings. Anchor local. Great. You go away. You go here. And then behavior. We don't want it to auto level anymore. I want it tilted like that. Hello. Okay, so this room I'm quite happy with. It's just a little what would you call it? It's an apartment. What's the name of the room actually? Let me look it up so I can have it for later worlds. It's called Future City Apartment and Theater. Oh, that's one of the other cool things. It has a whole theater system in here. Let's grab you, and I'm actually gonna stick you behind me, and we're gonna do like a little first-person walkthrough here. Say hello to the mirror. That's who I've been talking to the whole time. Let me move that up and tilt it down. Great, this will work. Okay, so these buttons are really great. I have a button. These are little cubes, but you hover over them and click. So I can turn the mirror off, and then I can turn on directional light, or I can turn on like different little items in the room. There's a bunch of Final Fantasy stuff in here, which is kind of fun. It's like a little cloud Funko Pop, I guess. Oh, I don't know how to get back on the shelf. Okay, well, that's fine. Great. Let's go look at the theater. I think the theater is one of the coolest parts of this room. There are 3 bedrooms. They'll say they're occupied. Oh wait, no, they don't. We can go into one. Can I enter? No? Can I enter this one? There we go. We're in the bedroom now. Yeah, it just has a bed in it. That's all really. I think you can do a screen or a mirror in here. Curtains. Oh, that's kind of cool. You can close the curtains. Sweet. That's kind of neat. There's also music in this world. I believe I have mine turned off. Um, I don't hear it right now. Main room, doors, spawn. Yeah, and there's like cameras also, which is kind of creepy, I think. They're up on the wall there. I don't really get the purpose of it, but whatever. Okay, let's go to the theater, and I'll shut that off for a second, and then I'll sign off for the night. Come on, let me in. Let me in. Okay. Do. Go. Okay, welcome to the theater. It's like a whole little in-home, not really in-home. It's a pretty big theater actually. This little UI here lets you type in a video or live stream URL. I would type in my own, but that's just a lot of work. I don't want to have to go do that. And there's little chairs. You can actually sit in the chairs. It's super cool. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I'll go back to the main room, and I will, I guess, sign off for the day, and then hopefully in maybe a week or so, I'll have some sort of update as far as kind of version 2. Let me grab you and stick you there. Actually, I can just anchor default. Hello. You are flipped. Let's do this. Nope. How do I do it? How do I do it? Behavior. As you can see, I am still learning. Flip this way. Oh, hello. Hi there. Hi. Yeah. So pretty soon I will figure out how to oh, you want to see something crazy? That's gonna break my stream. Okay. Pretty soon I'll figure out the bones for the ears. I'll figure out kind of some of the texture stuff. This weird like in the sleeve issue. And hopefully also fix some of my calibration. So I'll be back soon, hopefully, and we'll, I guess, check in then and see what everything looks like and maybe what I can improve. Yeah, thanks for watching. I think just one person was watching. Thanks, verified Gmail user or whoever that was. Um, and I'll be back sometime. I don't know. Bye.